Minecraft getting amusement parks, Flight Simulator 24's rough launch, and Remedy reveals Control 2's development costs. It's a lot. But leading us off is a quick update to a major story from yesterday. Kadokawa has issued a statement regarding the Reuters story, stating that Sony was trying to buy the Japanese media company. Quote, Kadokawa has received a letter of interest, but no decision has been made at this time. If there are any facts that should be announced in the future, we will make an announcement in a timely and appropriate manner. Short, sweet, to the point. Kadokawa's statement stuck the landing. Unlike Flight Simulator 24, Microsoft Flight Simulator 24's launch has been pretty rough to say the least. Players are reporting installations freezing anywhere from 6% to 97% completion to 2-hour plus wait times just to log in. And even for the users who manage to get in, some are saying their game is loading very slowly, resulting in them hitting invisible planes. Imagine braving the download freezes and the 2-hour plus freaking queue to get into the game just to immediately get sent straight back down to Earth by freaking Wonder Woman. Hopefully, Control 2 has a better launch. Speaking of, Remedy has released more information about Control 2, including its large cost of development. But first things first, real quick, also announced yesterday, Control 2 will be an action RPG. I believe Alan Wake 2 was also an action RPG. At least it had the elements. So if you're familiar with how that game is and how it functions, should be similar. I think it'll be similar, but that's just a complete and total guess, so don't hold me to that. Anyway, Remedy announced that Control 2 cost the studio $52.8 million, or 50 euro for the Europeans, to produce. That means, after doing some quick napkin math, Control 2 will have to sell a little over 754,000 copies to break even. That's assuming the copies are sold at $70 or just over 66 euro. But considering Control 1 sold just over 4.5 million copies, I don't think they need to worry much. But you know what definitely didn't sell 4.5 million copies? The PlayStation Portal. Look, that's the best segue I could come up with. But that could change if the newest feature to the Sony handheld is a success. PlayStation Plus Premium subscribers are now able to play some PS5 games directly from the cloud. No console needed, provided they have opted into the cloud streaming beta from the Portal settings, and you live in any of these countries. In order to utilize cloud streaming, you will need a 13 megabit per second download speed for 1080p at 60 FPS, or 7 megabit per second for 720p 60. And that is coming straight from Sony. If you don't know what your internet speed is, just look up internet speed test in your search engine of choice. You'll get quite a few results there. And it should give you a pretty good idea of what you're working with. Just keep in mind though, if you do decide to opt into the beta, while you are streaming, cloud streaming, you won't be able to use game trials, party voice chat, receive game invites for certain games, use the create button, get 3D audio, or purchase in-game microtransactions. I'm sure that last one is such a heartbreak to everybody. And just as I was finishing editing this video, Xbox has now announced that they will allow their players to stream some of their games without a console too. But you have to have Game Pass Ultimate, and there's currently only 50 titles involved, which is Balatro, Baldur's Gate 3, a variety of Final Fantasy titles, and Hogwarts Legacy. But you have to also own the games themselves. You can't just pick a random game, you have to actually own the game itself. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled video. On to some lighter news. Xavier Niels, the founder, chairman, and majority shareholder of Iliad, one of the biggest telecommunication companies in the world, took a quick field trip from the company's headquarters in Paris to a Lidl? I don't know. After a gamer challenged him to a 1v1 in front of the supermarket giant's location in Marseille. Jimmy BLLT, don't want to know what those letters stand for, called out Neil after he said his internet lagged, causing him to underperform in Call of Duty. After Neil posted a picture of himself in front of the Lidl, captioned, I'm waiting. Jimmy responded,
I would have liked to, brah, but the 34.2 degree temperature, that's 93.6 degrees in Fahrenheit. Sure. Plus a stomach ache and a headache? Sorry, I gotta give up, bro.
According to Forbes, Neil has a net worth of over $10 billion and apparently enough time to stand in front of a supermarket and troll random people on social media. I guess running a massive telecom company isn't nearly as hard as it sounds. It also sounds like he really earned the $4 billion he made this past year. Actually, he's made so far this year. That's this year alone. Speaking of billions, yesterday was a big day for Minecraft with another trailer being posted for their upcoming movie. But the biggest news for the Blocky Sandbox was that Minecraft theme parks are coming to the US and UK. Merlin Entertainments, the company behind Legoland and Madame Tussauds wax museums, will be spending over $110 million on the first two parks. Where these parks will be built and how many, other than of course at least 2, is yet to be announced. But when the parks are built, guests will be able to do everything you could normally do at a theme park. Ride rides, buy overpriced food and drinks, get scared by creepers, you know, the normal stuff. What makes these theme parks stand out is that you will be able to unlock in-game content by visiting touchpoints around the park. So, for those of you who collect Minecraft cosmetics, my condolences to your wallets and bank accounts. RIP in peace. Now, Minecraft is one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time. But they didn't receive a single nomination to this year's Game Awards. On the opposite side of the spectrum, if you want to know what games received the most nominations to this year's Game Awards, yesterday's news video has you covered. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe.